to a skylark. Hail to thee, blessed spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it purest thy full heart in profound strains of unpremeditated art. Higher still and higher, from the earth thou springest, like a cloud of fire, the blue deep thou wingest, and singing still dost soar, and soaring ever singest. In the golden lighting of the sunken sun, o'er which clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run like an unbodied joy whose race is just begun.
The pale purple even melts around thy flight like a star of heaven in the broad daylight. Thou art unseen, but yet I hear thy shrill delight. Keen as are the arrows of that silver spear, whose intense lamp narrows in the white dawn clear. Until we hardly see, we feel that it is there. All the earth and air, with thy voice is loud, as when night is bare from one lonely cloud. The moon rains out her beams, and heaven is overflowed.
What thou art we know not. What is most likely? From rainbow clouds there flow not drops so bright to see, as from thy presence showers a rain of melody, like a poet hidden in the lights of thought, singing hymns unbidden till the world is wrought. To sympathy with hopes and fears it heeded not, like a high-born maiden in a palace tower, soothing her love-laden soul in secret hour, with music sweet as love, which overflows her bower.
Like a glow worm golden in a dell of dew, scattering unbeholden its aerial hue among the flowers and grass which screen it from the view. Like a rose embowered in its green leaves, by warm winds deflowered, till the scent it gives makes faint with too much sweet those heavy winged thieves. Sound of vernal showers on the twinkling grass, rain awakened flowers, all that ever was. Joyous and clear and fresh, thy music doth surpass.
Teach us, sprite or bird, what sweet thoughts are thine? I have never heard praise of love or wine, that panted forth a flood of rapture so divine. Chorus hymnal or triumph chaunt, matched with thine would be all, but an empty vaunt, a thing wherein we feel there is something hidden want. What objects are fountains of thy happy strain? What fields or waves or mountains? What shapes of sky or plain? What love of thine own kind? What ignorance of pain?
With thy clear, keen joyance, languor cannot be, shadow of annoyance never came near thee. Thou lovest, but never knew love's sad satiety. Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem things more true and deep than why mortals dream. Or how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? We look before and after, and pine for what is not. Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thought.
Yet if we could scorn, hate, and pride and fear, if we were things born, not to shed a tear, I know not how thy joy we ever should come near. Better than all measures of delightful sound, better than all treasures that in books are found. Thy skill to poet were, thou scorner of the ground. Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know, such harmonious madness from my lips would flow. The world should listen then, as I'm listening now. Welcome, class. This is our analysis of To a Skylark. Start us off, Paul.
Oh, all right. So, pretty much, I just wanted to summarize it, at least how I thought it was. So there's this bird, and the speaker is really like mesmerized by the beauty of the bird and the beauty of like the song that he makes. And he realizes that it's really just like emotion that allows the bird to make this noise and this song. And he's like, how do I get that same emotion? Because he wants to spread the same like joy and message as the bird, and he knows he listens so intently to the bird's beautiful song that Come on through. You're good.
Yeah, go right. Continue.
What was I saying?
The bird.
Well, I know that. Okay, the bird. He wants to spread. I got it. He wants to spread the same message, and so he wants to be able to sing the same way that the bird does, so he can pass that joy along the way the bird did to him.
I really feel like this bird was more of a symbol. How he's like symbolizing this happiness, pure, like as a child almost, the blissful, just ignorance and joy. Similar to how Blake was talking about how he views innocence in his poem, The Lamb. It's something that's just pure and something that Shelley envies, just pure happiness. And what do you feel like the central idea is, Ian?
So I was thinking that Shelley, he says in the last stanza, teach me half the gladness. So he's saying, teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know, show harmonious madness from my lips would flow. So Shelley, the bird is just living in such happiness, and he just would love to have even just half of that. And he's trying to figure out how he can do that, and I think one way he does that is through poetry. And I think how high the bird can fly symbolizes how much just a poet can write in general in their poems.
There's one thing I wanted to add to that about the whole general thing of happiness in this poem. He talks about how man fears death. The quote is, "Yet if we could scorn hate and pride and fear, if we were things born not to shed a tear." He's basically saying that humans weren't designed for pure happiness. There's problems that come up in everyday life, but he wants to be as blissful as the skylark. And Paul, do you have any closing statements you'd like to add?
Actually, yeah, I just thought that the poem as a whole was just like one giant question. I think it was pretty cool because I've never seen a poem like that, where it's really just about, oh yeah, come on through, come on.
Yeah, just come right through. It's cool. Just one big question.
Yeah, one big question. Yeah, that's
It
pretty
was just a different poem, not
hypothetical question, I guess. Oh yeah, you're good.
basically
No, you're good.
one big illusion almost, allegory. Yeah.
I would like to add just one final thing.
Go right ahead. Sure
I
thing.
think that one thing that holds people back,
It's okay.
holds people back from having their true happiness is just worrying about the future and what's coming ahead to them.
I'm just stressing out.
Yeah.
Over stupid things.
Just pain,
This is just life's gonna
Just
come
gotta
at
be
you.
like a bird.
Just keep flying, keep
Just
singing,
flying.
keep flying, keep singing.
live on.
Those words of advice from Group 3. See y'all later.
God.